Remember that man in his late 30s who works in HR and randomly has a YouTube channel about hair loss and people watch it? Yeah, well, that guy has now come home from work and decided to shoot a few videos. I want to respond to this comment that I received on the video I made. What if I were really just some random guy who people treated as a hair loss expert? That's exactly what's going on with this channel. All right, so I got two comments. The first from our good friend Andre Moss saying, quote, "You are living the American dream, my friend." And I must admit, I am. That's not to say I live in some kind of paradise while life is crazy. I'm working most of my waking hours. So life is great, but I'm always working even now. I come home from work, I'm not just chilling out. I'm working. I'm making money from the ad that you watched before the video show, and I make money from that. Shyman99, here's what he had to say. Quote, "I think the purpose of your channel is to share that you have found the cure for hair loss. It's the human brain. No wonder why people are attracted to your channel," end quote. I want to talk about that. I totally agree. It's always been that simple to me. It's always been so obvious that the cure for hair loss is your brain. The human brain is the cure. But to make things complicated, we always have to have a paradox, don't we? The paradox is the cure for hair loss, which is the human brain, is also the very thing that makes hair loss worse. Yes, your brain makes your hair loss better or worse. Accept that it is truth. It is my hair loss truth. Your brain gets to decide how bad hair. For some of my viewers, they believe they cannot get married, that no one will marry them if they're starting to lose their hair. There are other people who believe that life will be awful if they have to live their whole life losing their hair. They do not want to be put in a casket and be dead knowing that they'd be balding. There's people whose human brains do that to them. Meanwhile, there's Nick Shell, the alpha male of hair loss, who says, "When my time comes, I will shave off my hair and I will solve the problem." Of course, the problem's already solved for me. It's in here. It's in my brain. And it's funny how, you know, when people are new to the channel, they don't understand that. Like even just now, a few minutes ago, I got a comment on another video just now. Somebody asked, quote, "If balding worries you so much, why don't you save up and get a hair transplant," end quote. They assume because I make all these videos to help people that I'm actually the one worried about my hair. No, it's for over 5,000 people who watch this. Yeah, it's so true. People watch because ultimately I am presenting the cure for hair loss. Your own brain. I made a video a couple years ago talking about forget about hair transplant, brain transplant. If only you could have my brain, then your problem would be solved, wouldn't it? You'd be an alpha male who is a balding advocate, wouldn't have to waste money on trying to solve your hair loss problem. You wouldn't have to spend time of your life watching all my videos. You'd move on with your life if you could have my brain. And then you'd make money off of other people's fear about hair loss by making videos like me. So basically you would replace me and that'd be fine. I welcome the competition. I'm an alpha male. It's fine. So isn't that ironic? That the cure for hair loss is the human brain. It's how you perceive the problem. But it's also the very thing that actually makes it worse. And I think most of my viewers and subscribers know this. And I'm really the only person who's saying this, telling about the actual cure. But ultimately, it always comes down to what I always say, doesn't it? Anything you believe about hair loss is true in your own mind. The cure for hair loss is the human brain. The human brain is the same thing that makes hair loss so much worse.